Well, the biggest challenge we have is right now keeping track of all the different state bills that are out there. There are many different pieces of legislation pending in Congress, but there are a vast number of states are out there trying to also pass pieces of legislation, pass bills that are designed to protect their own state's residents' privacy interests. So right now, the big challenge, I think, is really just kind of keeping track of everything that's going on the state side of the legislative front, and giving input into those bills as they move forward in each of the state houses. Well, I think the political situation in the United States is a little challenged right now. In terms of being able to move forward on anything comprehensive. But I think you're going to see some legislation. I think it's more likely that we're going to see some data breach legislation in terms of disclosures. I think that could move relatively in the near term. On a longer term basis, I think we need legislation. One of the things is we not only have a federal state jurisdictional divide on privacy in the United States, but I've got two federal agencies that both have different pieces of jurisdiction on it. We've got the FCC, which has traditional telecommunications service jurisdiction, and then we've got the Federal Trade Commission that has the jurisdiction over information services, if you will. And because of that split, we have anomalies. I take telephone number data. So in the old world, the telecom service world, who you call and who you receive calls from is a telecommunications service, and we're regulated in a very restrictive way around how we use that information and how long we store it for, et cetera. Meanwhile, all of that same data is captured in any number of different apps that are present in the telephones today and are not subject to the same rules. So I think companies have an interest in coming up with something more comprehensive and more uniform around how we're going to protect privacy in the United States for these services. I think we'll end up updating the principles, if you will, the FIPS, and get kind of a baseline approach. I think the U.S. government and industry is still committed towards a model, a multi-stakeholder approach, and a model around enforcement that's based on it. I think we've made a lot of progress on that over the last couple of years with the work that occurred at the Commerce Department. And I think that model is, I think ultimately we'll probably end up with a piece of baseline information, baseline legislation that gets at an update on the principles that embraces that kind of a multi-stakeholder approach. In a very short period of time, there won't be any more telecommunications services, and I really think that the Federal Trade Commission is the place that has the expertise in this area and can have a jurisdictional base that encompasses everyone.